Okay, take it away.
All right, so this week for homework 5, we were supposed to create a malicious Word document that would download an HTA payload, and this would allow the attacker to get a beacon back to Cobalt Strike. So what I wanted to show you guys today is how we could detect VBA macros with the Yara rules, because I'm really into blue teaming. I like this red teaming stuff as well, but for my day job, I do blue team stuff, so I figured it'd be good to try and apply some of this. So I want to start off with a really basic example here. But first, you just need to make sure that you have Yara installed in your system. So you just sudo apt install Yara. And so I already have that installed here. And I'm going to start with a very basic example. So we want to, we have this file here, hello.txt. And I created a rule hello.yara, and this is a really basic rule. So we named our rule hello, and we do a meta tag here, and that's gonna the reason we do that here is so that we could just organize our rules, because we might have a bunch of rules that have just like a bunch of different hexadecimal values or like regexes, and if we don't have some kind of description here, it kind of gets confusing when we have a lot of these. And then we want to define a pattern to match. So the pattern that we're trying to match here is just the text hello, like we see in this hello.txt. And then we have to specify a condition. So there's a lot of different conditions that you could do. You could do and, or, not, and greater than, less than. But in this rule here, all we're going to do is we're just going to look for the presence of hello. So we would just write that like this. And so this is how you would run Yara. So you would just do Yara, and you'd specify the rule. So we have hello.yara, and the file that we want to try and find a pattern match on. So it's hello.txt. And when we run this, if the pattern matched, we should see in the output hello and hello.txt. And this hello is just specifying the rule here and showing that it matched on hello.txt. So that's a really simple example here. And so I want to show you how we can use this to detect the VBA macro that we used for homework 5. So switching over here, let me just clear this out. So remove this, remove the. So this was the malicious document that we had. And sorry. So at its core, this Office document is really just a zipped up archive of a bunch of different XML and binary files. So what we could do here is we can copy this into a zip file, and we can unzip this, and I'm just going to unzip it into this folder called archive. And if we take a look here, this is what the Word document looks like. So you see there's a bunch of different XML files, and we also see this VBA project.bin. That's the VBA macro that's in the Word document. So if we ran strings on this, we can see, let's take a look at this. See a whole bunch of different strings in here, because what strings does is you can see any visible text inside a binary file. And so what we see here is this PowerShell command that is going to download the hosted HTML application file. And what it's going to do is, since it's using this IEX new object download string, what that's going to do is it's going to download the file and execute it once the Word document is opened. So if we wanted to, so I'm looking through here, and this is probably one of the best things that we could do is we could try and match maybe PowerShell, and maybe we want to try and match an IP address. And that might be an indicator here that something's malicious in the document. So what I did is I created this this VBA Yara rule, and this one is going to match on a string for PowerShell. And I also, in this one, I'm doing a regex, and what this is doing is this is looking for an IP address inside a file. And so this is I'm not gonna explain this, but this is really just looking for any IP address. So this is 1 through 9, and then looking for. I'm sorry, never mind. I'm not gonna explain it. And this is basically just looking for both strings. So we've ran our Yara rule, and I'm gonna specify W here because it's going to tell me that my regex is horribly inefficient, and I'm just, I don't want to see that. So I'm just going to specify that there. We're going to specify our rule, and then we're going to specify the file that we want to try and match on. And so we run that, and we see that the Yara rule matched. And we can actually append -s and show exactly what it matched on in this, this binary file. We can see it matched on PowerShell, and it matched on, you notice that this regex wasn't very efficient, so it matched on this IP address 3 times. The real world, we probably wouldn't do that, but so yeah, and something that's really cool here. So yeah, you might not just be running Yara ad hoc in the real world, but I'm not sure if anybody. Oh wait, let me share a different screen here. Sorry. So how do I look at this? There we go. So in the real world, we might use something like Strelka, which it comes with a security onion. And what Strelka does is when the security onion is parsing, is receiving raw packets and it's processing with Zeek, it has the ability to take a look at these files extracted by Zeek, and you can alert on those files with the Yara rules that we create. And so what I'm doing is, what I've been trying to develop is a playbook that will take these Yara rules, and if it alerts on it, then it's going to send it to this a Cuckoo sandbox, which is this malware analysis system that will, you can figure out like IP addresses that it tries to call out to, different processes, and yeah. So this was a very quick demo on Yara, and this is something that I would definitely like the blue team to be able to try and play around with next year at Cyberforce. Definitely a lot of work to do here, but I thought it might be something interesting to share with you guys.
Awesome. That was great. Thanks.
So I honestly, I gotta be honest, that definitely didn't go as well as I was hoping. But
that
I'm
was
so
awesome.
That was great.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've had to present
very
something.
slick.
Dude,
Yeah,
that blew
that
me
was-
away.